Shrimp!
All right. Lovely, lovely little start here to our cast talks. Just a lovely little start. Hmm. We're going to give it another few seconds before we start, but then we'll get right into it. Hello there, Music Freak. Glad to have you. I know that I know you from somewhere else too, but I can never remember anyone's name. I feel awful, but I have a very poor memory, unfortunately. You can remind me if you feel comfortable doing that, but if not, I understand. Well, howdy, Ginny. Glad you could make it. We'll be starting in just a minute. Oh yeah, I'm the same cast, it's true. The very same. Well, it's alright, Ginny. You stay as long as you can, as long as you want to. I'm happy to have you, even if it's just for a few minutes. Alright, we're gonna get started though. It is 7:33 CST PM, the 27th of February 2021. And we are starting Cast Talks number 19, the 19th episode. We are almost 1/5 of the way to 100 episodes. It staggers me, honestly, that we have made it so far. All these people have come here to help me out and to help everybody relax. It's really special if you ask me. But yeah, welcome everybody. Make sure that you've got some snacks or something to drink. And make sure you're sitting somewhere comfortable. Kick it back and relax. Or maybe play a video game. Do something that you like. I'll just be talking here for about 2 hours. And if you'd like to, you can stay and listen. Glad to have you either way. We're going to start with some good news here. Actually, some very good news from about 5 days ago. From Andy Corbley. This is Good News Network that I'm getting this from. People Power wins. Alberta reverses course on coal mining atop Rocky Mountains. When the current Alberta government tried to repeal a piece of legislation restricting coal mining in the Rockies, Canadians of all varieties band together to object. The idea of exploratory metallurgical mining pits opening in the most iconic of Albertan landscapes, the mountains, has seen nothing more than unprecedented mobilization from the public. Threatened wildlife, First Nation lands, popular recreation sites, the headwaters of a principal freshwater source for communities, and grazing lands used by generations of ranchers typify the eastern slopes of the Rockies, all labeled as Category 2 or unavailable for mining development. Under the 1976 law, the government sought to dispel. Facebook groups, country music stars, conservationists, farmers, and more all joined together to oppose the repeal, which the United Conservative Party government did eventually go back on, but which controversial Premier Jason Kenney said was only a course correct. We admit we didn't get this one right, said Provincial Minister of Energy Sonia Savage. We're not perfect, and Albertans sure let us know that. I'm sure they will. Savage would eventually issue additional directives to Alberta Energy Regulator, stating that no mountaintop removal will be permitted and all of the restrictions under the 1976 coal categories are to apply, including all restrictions on the surface mining in Category 2 lands, and all future coal exploration approvals on Category 2 lands will be prohibited pending widespread consultations on a new coal policy. Sounds like good news to me. Given that any leases and explorations programs approved while the coal policy was rescinded can still continue, Albertans aren't stopping the fight to protect the province's mountains and headwaters just yet. Many have been surprised that the provincial government didn't seem to expect such a fight from the public. It doesn't take much looking at tourism, Alberta adds. Political science professor Melanie Thomas told the Narwhal, they are literally almost exclusively about the eastern slopes. What's happening right now in Alberta is a tremendous demonstration of the power of collective public action and a warning to any future politicians who want to make their bread at the expense of the wheat. It's a lovely little article. I'm a fan of that. But I hope that you're having a lovely week, Ginny. I'm sorry if I've gotten away from hearing more about you. But only type if you feel comfortable doing it. glad to hear it. Have you finished with your vacation? I understand if you're still taking your break. Before Monday, yeah. I might be in the same boat actually. But I'm going to get some edibles on Wednesday, and we'll see how that works for me. I'm in a bit of a need for some relaxation. And I do hope that will be just the remedy I'm looking for. I've never tried them before, so I will need to be cautious. But I do have a good feeling about it. And I hope that my feeling will lead to a positive outcome. But as well as that, it's a good time and opportunity for me to walk around and see if there's any businesses that need anyone running their front counter. And I'm hoping that at least one of the two I can think of will be looking for that. If that's the case, I may be in the market for a new job, but we'll see. Unfortunately, my typing has to be kept to an extreme minimum, at least for right now. But how about you, music? I hope that you're doing well. Thank you very much. I think it might, at the worst, just make me fall asleep, which is what someone in my professional medical field has told me. And it might be really good or really helpful. Oh, sure. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Having just a chill, cool, calm cast talks. We're gonna get into some cat videos here in a little bit. My birthday is coming up rather soon, actually. I'm hoping to have a guest on for that episode, but I don't know certainly if I will be actually able to make that happen or not. My birthday is 2 days after the cast talks on the 20th, so I'll be doing episode 22 of Cast Talks, and my birthday will be on the 22nd. Isn't that strange? Well, it seems a bit serendipitous, but who am I to say? It would be nice, though, to have a co-host. I haven't done that yet, so it's a bit new to me. I think so, too. I hadn't really looked at it before, just now. But I'm looking forward to it. The birthday stream. I wonder what we'll do for the birthday stream. Maybe just a bunch of good news. That might be nice. Alright, let's get into those cast videos. Cat videos. Let's see what we can find. I've got one right here. Cat brothers love tormenting their dad. Sounds like a good time to me. Oh, I've never had any animals chew on my power cords or go near my silverware. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I will turn this up actually.
Mine? Give this to me. Try it. Just try me. Never-ending battle of trying to keep plants. Try it. Just try me. Never-ending battle. Keep plants in my apartment. Shrimp, I just got this one. Shrimp. Don't eat that. Also, you know how any of this happened? These plants aren't even connected anymore. Murderer! I started to see everything that I loved face mortal peril because he was fascinated by it. You were constantly looking to get a ride out. Oh my god! Shrimp's behavior was so
I've never even had a cat in my house before, so I don't know the kind of hijinks they get up to. I hope I can have a better behaved cat than this one, though.
I have a really good friend, and she was the one who was like, you should get another cat, it will help calm you down, it'll give you other stimulants, and I completely agree with that sentiment, but being that I lived in a studio apartment, I was like, if this second cat turns out to be anything like Shrimp, I will not make it. This just will not end well. Or it would turn into a dumpster fire. So I was like putting it off. The final straw came when I had been putting on bird videos on my television when I was leaving for work. I reached out to another friend of
Catify's house, it's true. Some of my lights just broke behind me.
he's ready tomorrow.
I can't believe that. Some of the lights behind me just broke. He has no cat tree or shelves for them to climb on. He also needs to use a toy to play with them and tire them out. I have been watching videos that have a cat behavioralist in them. That sounds like an awesome job. No, the smash was from the video. My lights just stopped working on their own without any noise at all. The ones in front of me still work just fine, which are the important ones, but I like the ones behind me too, so I guess I'll have to see if I can fix them somehow.
Instantaneously, they mashed. Crazy levels came. I mean, it's a
Yeah, there was no glass breaking or anything like that. It's all good. I just need new ones now, apparently.
For the longest time, especially I think because Coconut was so little and such a kitten compared to Shrimp, he couldn't get up to the places the Shrimp was at.
Oh my gosh.
Sort of things. So I just quickly cast him as like not my favorite child, but just the straight A student, the one who like drinks water every day. Then you have this like Mountain Dew chugging monster child in the corner who's like playing Fortnite and refuses to listen to you. Shrimp would be doing something mischievous, and Coconut would just be sitting, watching, taking notes. When Coconut was around 6 months or so, he started it. Why are you in the bathtub? Get out!
if my cats were in the tub with me, I would just turn the water on and get ready to take my bath. I would be like, you can be in here if you want to, but I'm taking my bath. Oh no.
Meanwhile, Shrimp is just the calmest, sweetest little man. Coconut! Stop it!
Aw.
These are not for you! What has happened to the sweet child that I left?
Cats hate water. Yeah, I would just be like, you can stay here if you want, but I don't think you want to.
I had a hanging plant. They use their little cat tree house.
Oh, good. He did buy one for them.
Now going to break apart into firewood to jump into the air, grab the hanging basket, and rip it.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard not to assume that this was a personal attack. And don't think you're exempt from this either, mister.
This guy just can't get a break.
So that Coconut has also picked up on some of the best characteristics of Shrimp too. Well, they've just kind of taught each other to be like love bugs and super cuddly. I got Shrimp, I was super depressed, and he just brought this light into my life, or a raging fire rather. Cats have such a range where it's like you can have sweet, docile little Coconut, or you can have like this raptor.
Oh my gosh.
Shrimp. They have honestly given me a reason for waking up. They've increased my life tenfold. I love them so much. I hope that everyone has the opportunity of summoning a fur demon from another realm. You guys love each other. So sweet. Such sweet children.
Well, it does sound lovely to have a demon from another realm. Though I'm not quite looking forward to cleaning up an apartment because of a cat. I am, however, looking forward to petting them and holding them in my arms. I can't believe my light broke, though, just now behind me. Maybe I could fix it somehow, but like I did that thing where it flashed and then it stopped. So it seems like it's just done for good. I guess part of it still works, though. Somehow. I'll make it work somehow. But yeah. I have never really had the chance to take care of an animal by myself. I've always sort of taken care of my brother and sister's creatures. Mostly my sister, though. Oh, let's try looking at hobby cats. So hold on to this for a second while I change this. Oops. Here we go, back at it.
So great to their new home. So I thought I'd go back in time and show you the first day I brought the cats home and all the honking and meowing and hysteria that ensued. And of course now,
Siamese babies.
sleepy and smiley. Where a year ago,
I'm sympathetic with them, though, honestly.
hysteria
I honestly don't know what kind of animal I would prefer if I was going to get one, but if I had to make a choice, certainly I would consider Siamese cats. They're very thin, very short hair. I think a cat with short hair might be a good first decision for me.
Hey, Tenor. Hi. Come on, Teddy. I'm waiting.
Meow, 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 meow.
I hear you.
More staircase than cats in this shop.
Teddy. Stashy. Come on.
Agreed, music, agreed. I don't know how well I would be able to manage the shedding problem, but I've never really been good at being consistently cleaning something. The breed for it, yeah. I think if I do get a dog and a cat, it'll be a short-haired dog and a short-haired cat. Something that doesn't leave a lot of hair all over the place. That would be nice. Relaxing in the library with old Cass. Not a bad place to be, I'd say. But I know what I'm gonna do. When I get my edibles, I'm going to put on a playlist of a funny video game played by a funny person, and I'm just going to relax and watch it for a bit. That's my plan. Just gonna bite off a couple of toes from the bear, from the gummy bear. And I'm gonna nibble on the Tootsies and watch something fun. Welcome, Ella. I'm so glad you could make it. We just finished with our first cat video. We were talking about future cats and dogs. I'm glad you're here, though. Don't worry, there will be more videos to see soon. But for right now, we are going to get into some more good news. I'm glad you could make it. We're only at the first half hour, so we've still got a lot left to do. I've managed to get myself to sound pretty optimum to a tired Cass. Not quite all the way, but getting there. Getting there. It's a longer story, but I guess it's alright. This one comes to us from 5 days ago as well. From Judy Cole at Good News Network. In Texas natural disaster, this furniture store owner heroically offers his store as a shelter again. We talked about this a little bit, me and Ella, about the different voices that I get into. I talked about this with Katie as well. But tired, guys, is a good place to be as far as listening goes. And I feel it, I feel a little bit of it. We've got the sleepy yawns happening. Texas has seen more than its fair share of weather-related calamities, but there's one valiant businessman, makes you feel ready for bed, I'm glad to hear it, who has consistently stepped up to make sure his Houston neighbors always have shelter from the storm. When the recent winter storm, Uri, took out the power grid, leaving the state in shambles, Jim Mattress Mac McIngville opened 2 of his gallery furniture locations as impromptu warming stations. Over the course of a 72-hour period, Mattress Mac and his crew provided 3,000 plus meals and overnight accommodations to more than 700 Houston residents, after offering shelter to the community on the store's website. And this isn't the first time Mattress Mac turned into a good Samaritan. In 2005, the Lone Star Paladin welcomed refugees from Hurricane Katrina, and in 2017, he gave succor to victims of Hurricane Harvey. We're opening up both buildings as shelters during this horrible time, McIngville said in a 2017 post to the company Facebook page. We've got lots of beds, we've got lots of food, we got water, and you can even bring your animals. When Tropical Storm Imelda hit in 2019, once again, McIngville made sure furniture galleries' doors were open for those in need. With the mindset that he had before and the onset of Uri, he took to social media, inviting anyone who needed to come on down. Well, so that guy certainly sounds like a hero to me. While the store had a diesel-run generator to provide electricity with only a single functional water pipe, plumbing became a critical issue. Ensuring COVID-19 protocols were followed added another layer of complexity to the situation. McIngville and his staff rose to the occasion, rigging a solution to meet the plumbing demand, and also ensuring that visitors were wearing masks, that they observed proper social distancing before settling in to fill up on warm meals, watch some TV, and get some much-needed rest. Obviously, there's a lot of angst among the community in here. They're shell-shocked. They've been home for days in the cold with no electricity, no heat, no water, no plumbing, McIngville told the Washington Post. While McIngville may best be known locally for the over-the-top commercials that have made Mattress Mac a household name for 3 decades, he's been getting some king-size praise via the internet, from the West Coast to the East, for being the go-to humanitarian port in the so many Houston storms. I live nowhere near Texas. I'm in Michigan, one Facebooker posted. If for whatever reason I ever moved to Texas, be sure you'll have my patronage. Thank you for your kindness. And this from the Windy City. Shout out to Mattress Mac from Chicago. You are an absolute blessing to those in need and an inspiration to everyone. This story has done so much more than warm and feed Texans. It is a beacon of light and hope for our entire country. You are a true angel. And this one from the South. I live in Georgia, and this is something that warms my heart. I know y'all are cool and hungry, and to read something like this is amazing. Thank you, Gallery Furniture, for doing this. God bless. A lovely sentiment, if nothing else. Much of the expense for his neighbors' care comes out of McIngville's own pocket, but to him, that's how it should be. To whom much has been given, much is expected, Mickingville told the Post. We've benefited from public support over the years, so it's our obligation to open our doors and let people come in to get a respite from the storm. It's the right thing to do. For anyone who'd like to help an angel out, Mickingville has set up a GoFundMe campaign to help alleviate the ongoing storm-related impact on his community. Once again, a lovely story. A win, I would say, for the people all around. Lovely. Well, I hope all of you are feeling cozy. We're in the second quarter of our cast talks. And if anyone... Oh, I didn't ask you this. Ella, how are you? Are you doing well? I certainly hope that you are. He does sound like a really great guy, doesn't he? Just all tired and stuff. Well, I hope I get to meet someone quite like that, or be in a position to meet someone like that in my life. They sound very saintly. The saint of furniture, one might even say. A teacher of mine once was referred to by a student as the saint of welding, which I'm not certain that he was saintly, but certainly he was a good welder. So I will say that much. Just give us one moment, and we'll get back to our cat videos. Okay, here we go.
Goodness, I know you guys are so scared. I'm so sorry.
Let's see if we can get this. There it is.
These two beautiful, terrified kittens were in my porch. Their mom wasn't there.
They both look rather scared, don't they?
I literally have no idea how you two got up here.
And this little one,
They need some help.
and this little one. I genuinely feel like Dr. Doolittle now. Hey, you were terrified.
I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, and I was like, I'm going to foster. And hopefully a loving family will want to take both of them together.
Aw, little beans.
They were being bottle fed every 2 to 4 hours. My best friend, she really wanted to be involved, so it was like we almost co-parented.
Aw, two moms.
Everything's cool?
You could tell that they were feral and they'd never really had human interaction or contact before. I never pressured them for anything. I let them do it on their own. Just taking that patience and unconditional love, knowing that nothing's ever going to happen to them, they're safe.
Oh, a Sphinx cat. That sounds lovely.
They are very, very close. First couple weeks.
Though I have to admit I'm partial to big green-eyed cats with black fur.
One would stay awake and then one would sleep.
Aw,
It took a very long time for them to finally get comfortable.
bingus. Bingus.
Bowie, thanks. Hi. How are you doing?
Bowie is still very, very timid and shy.
She's missing a toe.
She's so happy. She keeps wagging her.
She's literally just modeling that. Missing a toe.
They look so comfy.
It just took to eat out of the bowl. For them to build that trust with you, it's an amazing feeling. Once beings started warming up and coming around, it was such a great feeling because that was something I've been waiting for so long. Bowie is still doesn't let you pet her. Just having the bond that I have with them, I just like couldn't imagine giving them up for.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm a bad foster.
I didn't know that, Ella, but thank you for telling me.
Agile and very sassy. Bowie is still very shy, timid, reserved.
Oh,
Takes time
a
for
cat
her
with a
to
dress
come
on.
around.
That's a lovely sight.
Struggling to build a bond with Bowie because she's terrified of everything. And she just came in my lap and started loving and playing. Yeah, you bite me all you want. I don't care. Give it your best shot, baby. Oh my god, my heart.
We're having some rain in the background,
They're becoming their own little individual selves, and it's so beautiful to watch.
helping people relax a little bit, hopefully.
It took a lot for them to open themselves up to me and allow me.
It's the video that we have
I couldn't have
besides
imagined
this
what my
one.
life would be without them.
Thanks.
Best to keep the ambience going. And Cass. Well, if they're named Cass, they can't be too bad, can they? No, it's not storming. It's just a video. It's all good. To be fair, it is a video doing that. To be fair. Well, Ella, tell me, what have you been up to recently? What have you been doing? But don't let me put too much pressure on you now. Nothing. Well, that's fair. Oh, Ella, I was talking to Ginny and Music about this, but I'm going to grab an edible on Wednesday, like I've been saying I would. And I'm going to take some time and see how it goes. Just gonna get something to help me relax a little bit. Well, thank you very much. I could use it today. I'm rather sore. But yes, I already have a plan as to what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some food and bring it to my room. Maybe some chips and guacamole. Then I'm going to sit down and play something funny that I can vibe with. Oh, edibles music. It is the non-smoking form of marijuana, cannabis. And an edible is a type of food that has cannabis baked into it, or cooked into it in some way, or infused into it. Edible weed is a good way of putting it. Like pot brownies or gummy bears in my case. I hope we've enlightened you a little bit. Enlightened you to the truth of weed. Though I've never had pot brownies, I've heard they're very strong. You had weed brownies once. They did not taste nearly as good as regular brownies. Well, I certainly don't have the highest hopes for the taste of these gummy bears. Taffy. Daddy. Yeah, I think I knew what you meant, but I like that you said taffy. I haven't had taffy of any kind in so long. Yeah, I know. It can be bad sometimes. What do you really want to try, Ella? Strawberry brownies. You know, that's the first time I've heard those two words put together. I bet those are really nice, though. Small pink cakes. They sound delicious. Oh, Ella. I mentioned this earlier as well. The 22nd episode of Cast Tongs will be happening on the 20th, I believe. And my birthday is on the 22nd. So that will be a birthday stream. I don't know what we're doing yet for the birthday stream, but I am hoping to get somebody on to be my co-host. Though I'm still in the process of finding someone that was a 22nd. The second one that you typed. "22nd." Am I saying it in a strange way? I apologize if I am. It is a strange. The written form is a bit odd looking, isn't it? 22nd. "22nd. I see what you mean. Well, I certainly hope that I did not add to your confusion. Well, good. Very good. I do that all the time, though, so it's alright. You know, I have been so blessed to have this awesome community be by my side through so much. At SOS and here with all these people that are interested in helping me and seeing me through these problems. It's true, we all get confused about things. I get confused about a lot of things myself. But one thing that I'm not confused about is that I'm grateful to have all of you here with me. So thank you for being here. On our 19th episode. It's a wonderful thing, in my opinion. A wonderful thing. Music. Later on, I will be posting a link to the Discord, the Cassius Mishima Discord, and if you'd like to join, I would be more than happy to have you. So I hope that you'll consider it. Was that you, Ella, who was telling me to invite people? I don't remember if it was you or not. It was good advice, though, honestly. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. It just helps you keep up to date on everything going on. Oh, that was you, okay. Well, it's a good idea. I'll say that much. We're almost to our hour mark, and 5 minutes before our hour, we always take some time to stretch out and to relax. Get something to drink, go to the bathroom, something like that. That'll be in about 5 minutes. So, make sure that you're prepared. It's true, it's already the halfway mark. The cast talks do go by quickly these days. I think it's a good thing, though. It means we're doing something right. Castway mark. I like this meta of putting my name into different things as like a pun or a play on words. I think it's really cool. I'm into it, so I hope that you keep doing it, I guess is all I can say. At least you have people listening to it too. It's true, these streams would not be anywhere near as fun without people like Ella and Ginny and you, Music. You all make this a light in my life. And really, by this point, we've been doing this for... It's true, Ella, it's true. We've been doing this for almost 20 weeks in a row, so it's basically a habit. I'm glad that you're here, though, Ginny, really. I don't know what the exact time is to form a habit, but I think 20 weeks is pretty certain to be a habit. It only took 20 weeks for my lights to break, though. But that's alright, that's a few months. That's quite a few months, actually. Your phone reminded you about it. Oh, I'm so glad. 66 days for a habit. I think we've crossed 66 days at this point. Yeah, we're several months in. I think 5 months in counts as a habit. 5 months of cast talks, my gosh. We'll be the whole year around pretty soon. Hey, thank you for stopping by, Ginny. I hope that you get to sleep okay. All of my love goes with you, so get some rest. I'll see you soon. I sent a message to a streamer friend of mine, hoping that they would have a few minutes to drop by, and I don't think they will, but it was a good thought, and I'd like it if they could. You have Twitch on it, and you get a reminder. I hope you have a great night too, Ginny. Make sure you take care of yourself. I'm so glad that the reminder let you know, though. It lets me know that things are working properly. And that's a good thing for me. So, folks, we have 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, get something to drink, stretch your bones. And in 5 minutes, we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere, unless you need to get something to drink. Be back in a second. And we're back. Hello again, everybody. Oh, that chair is so squeaky. Yeah, those lights are broken, unfortunately. Thank you so much, Ella. Thank you very much. I hope it didn't show up in the recording too much. Darn lights, yeah, I know. Well, we are on to our next good story. Our next good news story. This one's a pretty good one. From Andy Corbley on February the 22nd. The public gave names to over 50 snowplows in Scotland, and they're hilarious. Far from the disaster that christened an English ship, Bodie McBoatface, Scotland held a public drive to name more than 50 plowing trucks responsible for keeping the roads safe for motorists, and the results are too funny. Oh, Ella, my lights broke. The lights behind me, that is. I'll have to refurbish them in some way. Can't be helped, though. I guess they were just on their way out. It's a shame, though. They're nice lights. I'm gonna have to do something about it. Not sure what exactly this second, though, besides just moving them around. Which might probably be the ultimate thing that I do, is just moving them a little bit. Because they only half broke. The other half of them still works just fine. The contest was organized by Amni, a company responsible for maintaining public highway bridges, performing inspections, and keeping the roads clear from debris and snow. Running from December 23rd to January 23rd, online submissions took puns to a new level, with many tributes to the nation's late beloved film star Sean Connery. Of course, they include every possible play on wintry words imaginable, and a simple GPS app allows you to see where each truck is deployed, marked with their locations with their own unique name. Hopefully, by next winter, Abby will have painted stylized images on the doors of each truck to reflect their names, the way World War II warplanes were decorated with comic book paintings in the 40s. Here are some winners. Your Blizzard Harry, William Wall Ice, Brinestone Plowboy, Spready Mercury, Sled Zeppelin, Lord Coldemort, Carrie Bradthaw, Spready Van Halen, Mary Queen of Salt, Salt Disney. On Her Majesty's Slippery Surface, Coldfinger, Dr. Snow, You Only Grit Ice, License to Chill. Those are some pretty good names, I have to admit. I wonder what it's like to drive one of those cars, one of those plow trucks. Seems pretty metal to me. And now we move on to more cat videos. Messed up names, but cool. They're a little messed up, I think. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
couldn't move, an old coworker messaged me and said, "Hey, I have this litter of kittens and one of them isn't doing well." He was so tiny and just a lot weaker. I checked his temperature and it was reading low. It wouldn't even give me a number. He started gasping for breath. When an animal's about to die, they start to have those agonal breaths. I laid with him for hours trying to get his body temperature up, and finally it started to register. When I opened the carrier, walked to me, he just needed a lot more supportive care than a normal 6-week-old kitten.
Oh.
Treated him like I would a little baby. I woke up with him in the middle of the night like every 3 hours to feed him. I syringe fed him until he could eat on his own. He was seriously a fighter.
What a cutie.
I really just don't know how he ended up making it through. He definitely had a will to live.
Hey, buddy. Come
He transformed into the most beautiful cat.
Oh.
I didn't expect him to
Oh
be
my
so
gosh.
fluffy. He's spunky, he's mischievous,
He is
all
beautiful.
turned into
He is a beautiful
everything.
cat. Aw.
He likes drinking out of sinks.
Adorable and cute.
He's jumped in the shower with me before, gotten soaking wet.
But still the same, yeah.
He loves his sister Bunny. They're 2 peas in a pod.
Y'all are so cute. Bye-bye.
Walter and Bunny are seriously just like brother and
Such a floof. I agree.
Bunny was very reserved. She had to get her leg amputated when she was a kitten. She didn't really trust people. Her and Walter are the
Albino
perfect
lion.
I call him Walter, but his full name is Walter White.
Oh my gosh.
I was like obsessed with Breaking Bad, so that's where he got his name from. I told myself if this kitten makes it, I'm gonna have to keep him.
What are you doing?
He knows that I'm his mommy, that I'm the one who got him through all that. I really do think that it was fate that Walter came into my life. I don't know what I would do without him.
Kneading the dough. Very true. Sorry if the talk of injuries and stuff like that, medical stuff, is too sad. It can be really sad sometimes, talking about animals, but those cats looked like they were doing fine, which is the important part. Wow, we've been doing a lot on this episode, so I hope that you'll join me in a little bit of more relaxing talk. When I was a young boy, I always had an interest in rocks, particularly geodes, though I've never seen a geode in my life. I was always interested in opening up a geode. Making the discovery of crystals and gems inside of a rock. I took rocks back to my room and washed them with a brush and hit them with a hammer to see if there were gems inside. But never in all of my weeks of doing that did I ever uncover a crystal of any kind, which always felt like a sign to me, like I wasn't meant to be doing it any longer. But you know, I was into it. That's all I could say is I was into it. but you do these funny things when you're children. I'm not sure why the idea of a geode or a crystal was so interesting to me or so awesome, but I think everybody wants to find something beautiful in the everyday. And just a rock that was full of a small piece of beauty in the world, even if it seemed rough and coarse on the outside, that was something that I was interested in. Have either of you ever done anything like that when you were a child? Just a flight of fancy, an interest in something quite, maybe wholesome and educational, but also maybe a bit foolhardy. I think it's a little sad that I gave up my search for the geode, but there's a geode out there for everybody. I hope that the people out there listening don't give up their search. You know, I've never really been in a library like this before, though I am interested in it. I've always thought that libraries were a strange place. All those books in one spot, all just waiting to be read. Because that is the purpose of a book, isn't it? To sit somewhere and then to be grasped by a new generation, to learn old wisdom. And it'd be nice to have a book to sit next to the fire by. Though I've never really been much into reading books, I'm sure the right book would get me super hard. Being roped into a book is certainly not the worst thing you can imagine. I am looking forward to Wednesday, though. I may just end up going to bed and sleeping, which I could definitely use some good sleep. I'm not sure what'll happen, really. The best I can hope for is that I'll be laying in my chair and I'll be enjoying myself, and I'll just sort of start to lie back and relax until I fall asleep. I'm looking forward to that exploration, that experimentation. It should be interesting. It might be a good place to find a job outside of Cast Talks as well. Though I don't know if I'm going to be doing a whole lot at this exact moment with my hands like this. I need to do some serious healing first. Maybe you can get a job as a caller. You can just take calls and talk. I've considered that, honestly. I think that I would be afraid of getting bad calls, though. A phone receiver, a call center operator. Sounds like what you're talking about. I think that would require some typing, though, unfortunately. Typing in data and putting in information, which I'm not available to do. Talking to people who you can't predict. Well, I think there's a fun challenge to that you could find. And I know that I find it to be interesting to meet that challenge of sort of taming the beast of a conversation. That's something I've always liked, but maybe it's not the most healthy of habits. On further review. Alright folks, it's time for another cat video. I hope the volume is alright. I don't want it to be too loud for the people listening to this before bed.
The moment that I saw her, it was love at first sight.
You ready to go home?
She was so tiny, only 140 grams.
Wow. $140.
The obstacles for Aoife were being sick and obviously being orphaned. She was hungry.
She's so
and
tiny.
things like better. She just latched on so easily. I just saw then that she had that will to survive. We took her into the vet and she just has no feeling in her legs. Being so young, she honestly just does not notice that there's any difference with her. She was such a fighter. Her mobility first was really, really poor. Her muscle tone, she was really struggling to pull just her own body weight. We took it very slowly. Good girl.
Wow.
It just took getting her to play with toys, basically concentrating on them and wanting them so she could move around more and more.
Gosh. I love that. I love that
And then she
tale.
started putting on weight and feeling better. She almost buzzes. She has so much energy. She buzzes. I've had her 11 weeks now. Now she runs like lightning. She loves and purrs and cuddles.
Aw.
And eats and does all the things normal cats do. She just needs help doing some things.
It's true. She is dragging herself along.
Doing.
She's a fighter, though.
Joy, pure joy. When you give an animal like Aoife the chance to be loved and to blossom, it's amazing to see how beautifully they can develop. It's amazing.
She looks pretty happy too. I think the dodo can easily be expected to deliver fantastic videos pretty commonly. I remember something else. Doesn't help her back. Legs are weak though, which kind of sucks. Poor kitty. It's true, there are animals out there who are born disabled, or differently abled, excuse me. And it is unfortunate that they don't get to live a more standard and stereotypical kitten life in that respect. But their life is still very valuable and still very worthwhile regardless. And I hope that they get to live it for however long they live with an extreme amount of care and love and happiness. That's what they deserve. I'm remembering another memory. When I was in kindergarten, there was a rainy day where me and a few of the other children were playing inside. One of the events that was going on was that the teachers were helping children dry off their wet clothes with hair dryers. I was wearing a jacket, maybe a raincoat, I don't remember exactly what, but I was fine. And so I was wandering about looking for something to do, and a young lady about my age, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5, asked me to play house with her, and I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I mean, what does that even mean to a 5-year-old boy, you know? And I don't want to be stereotypical, but I was just like, I don't get what you're talking about. I don't want to play house. I want to go crack some rocks up in her geodes or go play in the rain. But she kept insisting, and then one of the teachers, it might have been one of the parents actually, maybe her parent, now that I think about it, insisted that I give it a try. You like playing house. It always wanted to be the pet. Oh, that's so adorable. You're too much, Ella. You're too much. I never knew that though, and I'm glad that I do now. Piach. Woof woof. Huh. It's perfect, really. I think I'd make a good dog too. I'd be a bit of a mad dog though. Mad Dog Mishima is what they'd call me. But I've already come up with that before. Cast Dog Mishima. It sounds like a cartoon character. Cast Dog Mishima. That's fantastic. As always, Ella. We're just about to get into our last quarter of today's episode. I hope all of you folks listening to this in the future are feeling fast asleep or close to it. We're fast approaching the beginning of spring. It's something that I'm looking forward to. In fact, I'm going to be planting my own flowers outside my windowsill. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Oh, I'm sorry, Ella. I don't have that many allergies, luckily, but I understand it's quite a difficult period for those who do. So you have my sympathies. It's assuming you want them, but you have them. Allergies do suck, it's true. It's very true. One day, though, there will be a shot or a pill that you can get that will cure you of allergies for a certain amount of time, a few weeks probably. Last year was probably my worst year. I had to get eye drops and my eyes hurt for so long. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about that, Ella. That sounds terrible. Are you more of a winter person then, would you say? Yeah, that's not something I'd be okay with myself. You still have those eye drops, good. Very good. Very, very good. Get you all woozy during summer and spring. Well, there are a few good parts of winter, I have to admit. And during the winter, it's very nice to be warm under your blankets while you're sleeping, which you don't usually get warm in the summer. Usually you just get hot. Oh, I'm sorry about that music. Springtime can be a harsh mistress then, it seems. Darn ragweeds and all that. You know, I am blessed and privileged to not have an allergy to much of anything, barring Abilify, which I do have an allergy to, unfortunately. But that's the only thing so far. In summer, you can get hot super quick and cold just as quickly, and your body fluctuates between the both. In winter, you can just stay nice and warm. I appreciate that. Thank you for correcting yourself. It's true though, I agree. I will probably have a new sleeping bag by next year, and I'll be using it quite a bit during the winter. And if I'm really lucky, it'll be one of those self-heating electric sleeping bags. I don't like sweating either, though. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. And we have some blazing hot summers here. Blazing hot summers. Yeah, freezing and sweating are both terrible. I have to agree with both of you. But it is time for some more good news. So let's get into it. This comes from Judy Cole, February the 26th. Teen collects 30,000 pairs of shoes to donate dignity to LA homeless. For children raised in the Jewish faith, a bar or bat mitzvah is the celebration of the symbolic passage into adulthood. While at age 13, we're not truly grown up, we can begin to see our place in the larger world. What Lindsay Sobel saw in the months leading up to her own bat mitzvah was that a life of privilege wasn't a blessing that everyone shared, and she was determined to do something about it. And she became increasingly aware of the day-to-day hurdles homeless people living on the streets of Los Angeles faced. One thing Sobel saw time and again was how many lacked proper footwear. I noticed a lot of them were in really awful living conditions. No way any person should have to live. On top of that, I noticed a lot of them did not even have shoes on. She said in an interview with A Mighty Girl, at 12 years old, I was like, wow, people don't have shoes. It kind of put things into perspective for me. For her, Tikkun Olam, an act of repairing the world, central to the bat mitzvah ceremony. Sobel came up with the idea to launch Shoes for Souls, a charitable outreach program that collects and distributes shoes for Southern Californians in need. Part of the requirement for having a bar or bat mitzvah is that in some way you can give back to your community and give back to the world. Sobel told KNX 1070 News Radio, I decided I wanted to give back as big as I could. Since its inception, Shoes for Souls has rehomed 30,000 plus pairs of gently used shoes collected during school shoe drives and from shout-outs to her fellow volleyball players and their families. When the pandemic caused many of her usual sources to dry up, Sobel took to the internet to solicit donations via the Nextdoor app. The trickle became a steady flow once more. Sobel only accepts shoes in good condition. I want to try to give the best experience to all the people, she told A Mighty Girl. A fresh new pair of shoes can really brighten someone's day, brighten their attitude, and their outlook on life. Shoes are such a simple thing, but the repercussions of not having them can impact everything from health to mobility to the possibility of looking for work. That one pair of shoes could change someone's life, Sobel told KNX 1070. Sobel's mission to help people who are down at heel put their best foot forward is obviously something she believes in, heart and soul. While she's received numerous accolades for her efforts, seeing the impact of her work and her act of repairing the world has had on her community has been its own reward. A recent visit to the beach mission gave Sobel an opportunity to see how her hard work is paying off. There are so many homeless people right now, and the challenge for me is how can I help as many of them as possible, she told the Los Angeles Daily News. It was a chance to see who I'm giving the shoes to in person. I felt pretty good about myself and great about the community. Another good story. Really have a bunch of ones. We've got a bunch of them lined up for the news extravaganza we're going to have sometime in the next month. It might be on my birthday, I don't know. In the third quarter of our cast talks for today, I hope that you two hanging out and chat with me are doing well, feeling nice and calm and relaxed. close to 20 weeks. 20 weeks we've been doing this. We've been hanging out. We've been enjoying ourselves. We've been taking it easy. And 20 weeks could be a long time, but it hasn't felt like a long time for me. It's felt pretty short, to be honest with you. And I do feel like it's a powerful thing to know you can do something this long and enjoy it too. And at first, I was so afraid to stream. I didn't think I was going to be able to. And I didn't have a plan or an idea or anything really regarding what I'd do or what I'd say. I just sort of started going, and, here we are, 18 episodes later. It's still hard to believe our first episode is on Halloween. Oh, well, better late than never, though, music. We're glad to have you all the same. As far as I'm concerned, you're both founding members of Cast Talks. I'm glad to have both of you here. I'm looking forward to going to sleep tonight, though. And I'll definitely be able to report back to you folks on how the edibles work for me. As well as the possibility for a new job, too. It's a fantastic thing, though, that we have so much that we can do to deal with things like pain and discomfort. For me, dealing with the discomforts that I go through, it almost seems like a chore sometimes, but sometimes it's good for me too, to do nothing and to just sit here and talk. But I'm never here to complain. I'm in pain right now, but it doesn't affect me in a way that I have to show it. And it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And also, here's a shout out to my friend Crazy. If you're listening to this in the future, Crazy, then I hope that you're doing well. Shoutouts. Yeah. I have never done a shoutouts segment, but it just seems funny to me to shout out other people. I remember that same girl who I played house with sat in my desk one day when I was supposed to be in a different class. And we used to have these boxes at our desks where we kept everything in, like our little pens and pencils and erasers and rulers and stuff like that. Excuse me. And everybody was punching holes in the top with their pencils. Everyone thought they were really cool to do that, but I like mine to be, it was sacred to me. I would never punch a hole in it. But that same girl, I happened to be sitting across from where my desk was that day, and she started punching holes in it. And I remember crying, seeing that, because I was like, she's ruining my box. But I think if I hadn't been there, she might never have done that. I think she was trying to say something to me, but her only means of doing so was to punch holes in the box, I guess. Well, kids do crazy things when they have a crush on somebody. They do some strange things. I guess that makes me a bit of a heartbreaker. I guess it's true. I don't think I like to admit that, though. All my materials were perfectly intact. Maybe nobody had a crush on you. Well, Ella, I think it's certainly possible with your dog marks that you were a fan of a lot of people, or a lot of people were a fan of you. They probably just didn't know how to show it. But I'm just glad they didn't come after any of your belongings with a pencil. You would stab holes into your eraser. You're ruining the eraser. That's what I would say. That eraser has one duty, and you have to let it do that. You can't punch any holes in your eraser. You have to be by the books, like me. I do everything by the books that I can. I'm even gonna get high by the books. That's my plan. Get high by the books. That's what I do. That's my worst fear, is the little lines showing up because you got something caught on your eraser. Then you've like damaged the paper too. I was like, no, that could never happen to me. Not ever. I could never let it happen. I always hated the feeling of putting an eraser on paper though. It's always so like, you know what I mean? It's always like, it's got that weird like, they leave friction pink markings. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just a nightmare to deal with erasers. That's why I don't mess with them. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna use it barely as much as I have to, but I don't know what the answer is. I just know they suck. I don't want them with holes in them though. I know that much. A tablet. Aw, don't worry. I think everyone shares your hatred music. So Angie, an Angie little girl, Angie little boy, Angie little dog. That dog is so Angie. I have finished my tea, so there's that. I'm going to have to edit this video before I actually post it though, unfortunately. But that's alright. I think I can do that in YouTube somehow. I can just mute it and maybe. We'll see how that works. Yeah, I'll just mute a certain part of it out. That'll be fine. I'm definitely ready to go to bed tonight. You have nights like those where you're like, I'm ready. I'm gonna sleep well, and I'm gonna be down for the count. I'm looking forward to that moment when I can lay in bed and not have to do anything but just close my eyes. I hear me yawning. Oh man. I may go grab the edibles sooner than Wednesday, to be honest with you. I wonder if I can get it delivered to me somehow. Only 11 minutes left, yeah? It's true. I was thinking I was just going to walk down and grab it, but I don't want to wait till Wednesday if I can help it. But it's going to be so nice on Wednesday. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Probably 2. Probably 2. I'll probably bite the little pieces off at a time. And then I'll save a half and then have the whole half and see how that goes. Whatever makes you fall asleep or relax. I'm not sure which is which, but indica or sativa. I'm not sure which is which though. Oh, gummy bears. Yeah, it sounds nice enough, doesn't it? Yeah, it sounds nice. Gummables. You're on a roll today, Eli. Coming up with these new words. I like it though. It's good energy that you've got there. Hmm. One second. being careful of something. Okay, we're good. Memory is a curious thing, isn't it? Sometimes I forget what I was even going out of my room to do. Sometimes I'm surprised by the things I can remember. One thing I can't very well remember, though, is anything birthday related. You like that Cast Talks is like right in line with when you usually sleep on the weekends. I'm glad that it is. It's serendipitous. I'm happy for you. Well, it's good. He makes you fall asleep. What's my goal is to make people fall asleep music. That's my end game. I made people fall asleep when I was very young. I was telling Ella, or somebody, no, I was telling Katie about this. The first time I learned I had this power was on a bus, a semi on the way back from, no, a charter bus, there we go. A charter bus on the way back from Indianapolis. During marching band, I made the drum line fall asleep. All 6 of them. It was strange that I realized that day that I have a gift. And I do hope I get to use it for years to come. As long as I do plenty of warm-ups and relax plenty of times. And we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how many Cast Talks we can even get to. I think 500 would be a pretty good place for me to be like, you know, I'm gonna keep doing this at 500. I don't know. 500 is a good spot though to look at that and to question how much longer I'll do it. So we'll see how long it takes us to get there. I wonder when that will be. $500 episodes, wow. I hope I'll get to see it. It's true, even 100 is a good start. Thank you very much, music. I wonder where I'll be in my life at episode 500. You know, episode 500 might be a flashback episode where we look back on the best of Cast Talks. That's what it might be. One of those awful anime episodes where they're like, oh yeah, I did this, you remember that? And you know, everyone's talking about the things they did and they show clips of the earlier episodes. That's what we're going to do for episode 500. That's what we're going to do. I'm calling it now. We've decided. Castbacks. Castbacks. That's the highlight of my day, Ella. Oh my gosh. with that, we have come to the end of episode 19 of Cast Talks. Thank you very much, Music, and Ella, for being so active in chat. Thank you, everybody who's been here and hasn't been in chat, just lurking around. And thank you so much for being here, Ella. I'm always grateful to have your presence. To everybody who has fallen asleep, I hope that you sleep well and that you're at peace. Thank you very much, Ella. You both have a good night. And good night to everybody else out there as well. And as always, stay safe and take care. See you next time, folks. Stay classy.